Hi, everybody. It's Chaya Parkoff, licensed clinical social worker, and this is ParshaRx, mental health prescriptions from the weekly Torah portion. I'm not in Denver. I am in New Jersey en route to Philadelphia for the beginning of Passover and then on to Eretz Israel for the remainder of Passover in a few weeks. I'm so excited to be going. And so part of my background, that's why things look the way they do in the back. Okay, this Shabbat is Parshat Tzav, and then as soon as Shabbat is over, we begin Passover. We have the first Seder. In Parshat Tzav, we're given a quiet but powerful instruction. It says, the burnt offering shall remain on the hearth upon the altar all night until morning, and the fire of the altar shall be kept aflame on it. The Sfas Emes teaches that this fire isn't just a ritual detail. It's a symbol of the divine spark that lives inside each and every one of us. Even in the darkest hours, even all night until morning, that inner flame must be guarded. It must be nurtured. It must be believed in. And maybe, just maybe, that's what mental health really is. Not always about fixing or figuring it all out, but about staying with the fire, not letting it go out. As we get ready for Passover, we talk a lot about Yetziat Mitzrayim, the exodus from Egypt. But the Baal Shem Tov reminds us that Mitzrayim, Egypt, shares a root with the word Mitzarim, narrowness, constriction. Every one of us has our own personal Egypts. Trauma, fear, addiction, shame. Places in the mind and the body where we feel stuck, where we feel small, where we might feel not enough. There was a moment not too far in the past, I've shared about this, when my own narrow place, my own meitzar felt so unbearable. I honestly thought the only thing that I could do was check myself into an eating disorder treatment center. I literally felt like that was my last option, and I had inquired about it and was going to check myself in that week. But the very next day, I had already been registered for a brain spotting training, an advanced training, and I was picked for the demo. I always say if you have a lot of trauma, you get picked for demos. And in that moment, in that hour and a half session, with all those therapists holding that space, with the trainer holding space, and definitely God above shining down, the healing that came through was so deep, so sacred, so whole that I never needed to go to that treatment center. I came in feeling like I was drowning, and I left knowing not only that I could breathe again, but I could roll over and float. And it happens as the Torah says redemption can happen, ke'eref ayin, in the blink of an eye. That phrase came up this week when I was listening to the Call Me Back podcast. Dan Senor had his longtime friend, Rachel Goldberg, the mother of Hirsch Goldberg, Poland, Zichrono Livracha. He was a hostage held in captivity, survived for quite a long time until he was murdered brutally. She was on the Call Me Back podcast speaking about Passover, teaching about Passover. It is well worth a listen. And she said many things that were profound, but this in particular, she said, there is still time. In the Hasidic tradition, there's this saying that you wish people to have things ke'eref ayin, in the blink of an eye. And we've seen it happen. This can change. She was talking about the 59 hostages still in Gaza, 24 of whom are presumed alive, barely surviving in brutal conditions. And she was speaking about the belief that even now, freedom is possible, redemption is possible, healing is possible. Sometimes it takes years, and sometimes it happens in a single sacred heartbeat, ke'eref ayin. Parshat Tzav teaches us to keep the fire going all night, not to give up when it's dark, not to extinguish the spark that says, maybe tomorrow things will be different. This Pesach, may we burn the chametz of despair and doubt. May we honor the fire that's still burning in each and every one of us. May we make room at our Seder tables for our broken parts, for the hostages that are still being held, and for our belief that they can heal, because we are still on the journey, and because truly it can all change. Ke'eref ayin. Wishing you a beautiful, meaningful Shabbat Shalom, and a truly transformative on a personal, communal, collective, and worldwide level, Ke'eref ayin.